Thanks for being here. My name's Dana Souza. I'm the Community Services Director for the City of Naples. And I'm happy to say that it's just another wonderful day in Naples. We're so happy that you could be here to join us today to begin the construction of Baker Park, which is a 15.5-acre park, and also to dedicate the beautiful Blair Foundation Bridge, which is behind me. So if you haven't noticed, this is a construction site. So pardon any mud that you might step in, or if it dries out and the dust kicks up a little bit, we're sorry for that. One thing that I have absolutely no control over is periodically a jet will rumble behind me, and whomever has the podium, just take a second and it will pass, okay? But we apologize for that up front. Musician Inayat Khan once said, "Some people look for a beautiful place, others make a beautiful place." And all of you have contributed in one way or another to a beautiful vision that is Baker Park. And this vision is on the cusp of becoming reality. Many of you have dreamed about this space. You've put pen to paper. You've erased that. You've dreamed some more until that final design was complete. Others believed in the dream and provided philanthropic support so this beautiful park on the river will serve generations of Naples residents long into the future. So making a beautiful place, a beautiful park, is quite a process. It's like making sausage. It can be messy. There are lots of ingredients that come from in the form of ideas. And there are many, many cooks who take those ideas and they process through and they provide samples for us to look at. There are plenty of meetings where there's pushing and pulling, thinking and drawing. There's discussions of money and features, plant species, and the all-important value engineering. And finally, we arrive at a consensus, which is Baker Park to my right. A beautiful consensus, and the project will start as soon as after we finish our celebration this morning. So please bear with me while I take a couple of minutes to introduce some of the important people in attendance, many who helped shape this plan for Baker Park. So first is Mayor Bill Barnett, Vice Mayor Linda Penniman, City Council Member Reg Buxton. I don't know if City Councilor Doug Finley is here. City Councilor Michelle McLeod, City Councilor Sam Saad, City Councilor Ellen Siegel. We also have City Council-elect Gary Price. And I didn't see Terry Hutchinson, but if Terry is here, please raise your hand. Because we have an upcoming vote that we need both of you to support. We also have County Commissioner Penny Taylor. And we have the County Parks and Recreation Director with us, Barry Williams. Thanks for being here, Barry. Our former mayor, John Sorey, is here. And if we have any former city council members who worked on this project, just please raise your hand. I don't want to miss anybody. Our special guests, of course, Patty and Jay Baker, who are here in front. Members of the Blair Foundation, Barbara Woods, Dick Raymond, Linda Flewelling. And I just have to take a moment to acknowledge Jim Lorian, who couldn't be here. He's in California, but Jim has been very active in our project in one way or another, even down to the very finite details of pavement and hand railing, and we really thank him for his input. So please give Jim a round of applause. So the design team, I mentioned lots of drawing. We have James Pankinen from Kimley Horn and Jennifer Deolis from Kimley Horn. We also have Dean Packett, who's our engineer of record. And another shout out to somebody who couldn't be here because he recently retired, Bill Waddell. You might remember him from all of our council meetings. He did a wonderful job shepherding us through this process to final design, so thank you, Bill. I see Matt Craig is in the back. And Matt, can you wave? There he is, and Bill. Matt is with MHK Architecture and Planning, and many of you know that Matt and his team have donated countless of hours in first conceptualizing Baker Park and now working to finalization on the main building that will grace the park. So Matt, a special thank you to you. With Manhattan Construction, who will turn our construction site into this beautiful park here, we have Larry Rooney, who's the president of Manhattan Construction, Gordon Knapp, vice president, KP Pazuskan, also vice president. I don't know if I said that right. Did I? No. I did my best. And Ingrid Arancibia and Mauricio Pastor, who again, they'll be the project managers on our site. I want to thank our Community Services Department for really getting to work this morning and getting this all set up, the police department and the fire department here, so let's give them one round of applause as well. And before I turn it over to Mayor Barnett, I want to thank Chris Barnett, who is under the tent with the hat. Thank you so much for helping us get set up this morning. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Mayor Bill Barnett.
Thank you, Dana. I didn't know that you had gotten a copy of my speech. You obviously did. This is truly an exciting day. And there is a slogan that has gone through my head for years and years and years. And it is a simple one. It is vision without execution is hallucination. And when you think about that, and you think about the visions that we've had, current council, prior councils, we've had a lot of them. Some of them have been hallucination, a lot of them have come to reality. Today is an example. You're going to see two examples today. The beautiful bridge behind me, thanks to the Blair Foundation, and I was fortunate enough to know Dorothy Blair when she was alive, and she was, the only way I can explain it, she was really a neat lady, and she cared about Naples, and so a big thank you to them. His name has already been mentioned and thanked today, but if it wasn't for former Mayor John Sorey and Dolores, we probably wouldn't be here today because they really got the ball rolling. Thank you, Mayor. And before we all roast in this sun today, two very special people. And no, Jay, you don't have to speak for a long time. Patty and Jay Baker. And they're going to be, we'll have them speak. We will do the Baker groundbreaking. And before everybody disperses, I want you to all walk across this bridge. So we're going to do the Blair Foundation. And we have Linda Flewelling, who will say a few words on behalf of the Blair Foundation. So, Bakers.
Well, I gotta say, wow, it's finally happening. We've been waiting a while, but it's gonna happen, and we're so excited to be here. You know, when we first heard of the project and John brought us in, it sounded like such a great thing for the community, and so we said, yeah, we'd be happy to do this. And it's taken a little while, but when you wait, good things really happen. So we couldn't be more excited about being here today, putting a shovel in the ground and seeing this really happening. And the most exciting day when we walk here when it's finished. Thanks for being here.
Dana, he's my favorite sausage. Okay. Thank you all for coming out to share this glorious day with us. I just want to point out a couple things. I don't know how many of you might have noticed the American flag when you came in, and it's flapping in the breeze, and it's just so Americana to be here opening a park, which is what America is all about, the freedom to enjoy yourself in nature, in an open space, with friends, with family, with your animals. Our daughter is at home, thanks to Donna. But to be able to share is probably the greatest gift that one can have. And we are so grateful that we're able to share what we've been blessed with people and with our community. And this is our home, and we like nothing better than to give back to our home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, Mr. and Mrs. Baker. So, you know, you always, this goes one of those jets. On cue. When you prepare a list and you hope that you catch everybody, right, you always know you're going to forget somebody. So as I walked to the side, I realized I forgot my boss. So I want to say thank you to Bill Moss, who is the chief sausage maker. And he has really guided our organization through the process like a real professional. So what I'd like to do now is ask our mayor, the Bakers, our city council, to take a position behind the shovel. Mr. Moss, if you'll come on over. So the unsung heroes of projects like this many times are staff, and I'm not saying that because I'm staff. But when it comes to the Blair Foundation Bridge, Greg Strakalous, who's our Streets and Stormwaters director, shepherded this through from concept to construction. And I'd like to introduce Greg and thank him for his great effort.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here and being one of the first to walk or run or stroll over the Blair Foundation Bridge. A project like this needs many things to come together in order to make it happen. And one of those things is leadership. Dana's already introduced all of the council members and the leadership, people in leadership positions who have helped get us to this point. And I'll just reiterate Mr. Moss, my boss, as part of that leadership program before I forget. But it also takes financial partnerships and the generous contributions of the community. And to that end, the Blair Foundation needs to be recognized because it was John and Dorothy Blair's desire to enhance the quality of life for all in Southwest Florida. And today, that desire becomes reality and takes the form of the Blair Foundation Bridge. It also takes a lot of community support and participation. So recognizing all those citizens who participated in the public process, along with the Naples Pathway Coalition and the Blue Zones organization, I give you a great deal of thanks. It takes partnerships. And to that end, I must recognize the Conservancy of Southwest Florida, Mr. Rob Moore, Nicole Johnson, and Kathy Worley, and the Naples Airport Authority, Mr. Kerry Keith and Mr. Chris Rosinski, who have been instrumental in helping us accomplish the eastern portion of this project, which goes through lands owned by the Naples Airport Authority. It takes a catalyst and an advocate, and to that point, I thank Ellie Creer and the Land Preservation Trust. And we need to continue to support her with the rest, with the upkeeping of the Gordon River Greenway and all of this last segment across North Road. It takes engineers and architects. Cardinal was our design engineer of record who did the engineering and the analysis. Mr. Doug Stoker is here with us today. Doug, if you could raise your hand. There he is. Thank you, Doug. And of course, MHK Architecture, Matt Craig and Brian Sperber, who have given this bridge style. Matt, thank you. And last but not least, there's the builder. Manhattan Construction and Manhattan Road and Bridge. Gordon, KP, Ingrid, Mauricio, and Brett, thank you for your hard work and your contributions. When we saw this as an animation 18 months ago on a video screen, we thought, wow, that's pretty nice. But I'll tell you, this is a whole lot better. We broke ground 11 months ago. We constructed 1,400 feet of asphalt trail here, a concrete bridge that will have a 70-year plus life, and the ipe wood that's used on this bridge has a 40-year plus life. We have LED lighting, and we've implemented special construction techniques to minimize the impact of the environment. So when you think of this bridge, think of two things: recreation and connection. Recreation will help keep Naples at the top of the national charts as a healthy community, and besides, it's fun. Secondly, connection. This bridge connects the Gordon River Greenway, and it provides a walkable and bikeable link to destinations such as the Naples Zoo, the Conservancy, the future Baker Park, businesses along Central, and the beach. And when you think about it, we've got beach parking east of Good-LaFranc Road now, if you just walk and bike the rest of the way. So at this time, it's my honor and privilege to hand it off to the Mayor Bill. One last time.
Thank you. This is the second part, and again, I think the words have been said. I can't wait to see the look on your faces when you walk across this bridge. It's better than any of us dreamed about, and when you get to the middle of it and you look out, it's like, where are we? It's that incredible. Ms. Fleming, would you like to come up and say a few words on behalf of the Blair Foundation and for all of us?
Thank you. And since Bill started with a quote earlier today, a favorite quote of mine, Winston Churchill, is equally applicable to Dorothy Blair and to the Bakers, which is, you make a living by what you get, you make a life by what you give. And I'm Linda Flewelling, Senior Vice President and Managing Director for Northern Trust, and I really appreciate the opportunity today to speak on behalf of the Blair Foundation. I would like to note that we're very pleased that Dick Riemann, trustee for the Blair Foundation and nephew of Dorothy Blair, is here today with his wife Karen. And Dick and Jim Lorian, as previously noted, are the keys to being here today. John and Dorothy Blair moved to Naples in 1967 after having visited a couple times in the 1950s. John Blair and Dorothy built a very successful business related to the radio, TV, and print advertising business. And the reason they chose Naples was because of the natural beauty of Naples and the orderly planning for growth of the community. And from the very beginning, one of their passions was the firm conviction around the environmental heritage of Southwest Florida, an interest in preserving nature's bounty, educating about the environment, and preserving a pleasurable quality of life for all of those in this special place called Naples. While their philanthropy touched national organizations, it also touched local organizations in the communities in which they lived. The legacy of John and Dorothy Blair and the Blair Foundation can be seen in many places in Naples. Today, the trustees of the Blair Foundation add to that legacy in selecting the Blair Foundation Bridge at Bakers Park as part of the future legacy of the Blair Foundation. And their vision, so key to getting the Greenway through the airport and over the bridge and funding of the bike path through the north side of the park. It's all about connecting the community to nature, allowing the enjoyment of our natural surroundings, connecting the Greenway to Baker Park, and preserving and sharing of Naples' natural bounty with our community. Dorothy, whom I had the pleasure of knowing for a long time, would have been very pleased to see that the foundation is supporting this connector, this bridge, this connection. It reflects her heart and intentions in preserving the environment, educating the public, and allowing for the enjoyable use of nature. Thank you for letting me be here today.
Thank you, Linda and Mayor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody. That concludes our program, and as Mayor Barnett said, please help us take the first stroll over the bridge. Thank you for joining us.